CBS Atlanta News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
Even I had no idea of the despair and torment Tyler must have been feeling, and I thought I knew him.
Well, it is a topic that continues to make headlines. We're talking about bullying. From the playgrounds to college dorm rooms, it's an issue that doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. And now it's landing people like Darren Ravi behind bars. Good Sunday morning to everyone. I'm Brandon Rudat. Darren Ravi was charged with 15 counts of spying with a webcam on his Rutgers University roommate, Tyler Clementi. Tyler killed himself after Ravi used a webcam to spy on him kissing another man. Ravi then tweeted about it and urged his friends on Twitter followers to watch a second tryst between Clementi and his friend. That viewing never happened. Tyler Clementi died the next day when he jumped to his death from the George Washington Bridge. Ravi was placed on 3 years probation, ordered to get counseling, and he also now has to pay a $10,000 fine to a community-based organization that helps the victims of bias crimes. It was Tyler's death that brought national and international attention to the issue of cyberbullying and the struggles facing LGBT youth. Well, cyberbullying has become a more common in society, particularly among young people. And one Georgia family knows that all too well. Alex Boston is from Ackworth. She's now suing two of her classmates after she says that they took to Facebook to bully her. Here with us this morning is her father, Chris. Good morning to you. And their attorney, Natalie Woodward. All right, Natalie and Chris, before we get to you, Alex, I'm going to start with you. What happened on Facebook?
One of them was my best friend for years when I was in middle school. And it was field day, favorite day of 7th grade. And I was surprised that this was happening to me because when I walked in, my friends were saying, "Why did you say this to me on Facebook? Why did you say this to me on Facebook?" And it was horrible. I left the room crying. I didn't come back till like 10 minutes later after everything had kind of settled down a bit.
Well, what had happened? What did they say on Facebook?
It was stuff I can't even say, or my parents can't even say without getting in trouble for. Were
they using curse words?
Yes, and more worse than that.
Derogatory words and terms? Mm-hmm. And this was somebody who you considered to what, be a close friend?
One of them was, and one of them I just kind of said hey to every now and then.
Why do you think they did this?
I don't know why they did this. I just honestly do not know why they did this to me.
What did it make you feel like when you saw it on Facebook? Did you go home and read it on the computer? Did you use a school computer?
I went home. Well, our school computers, it's blocked, so we can't use it at school. But when I got home, I looked through one of my friends' pages and clicked on the post and looked on the page.
You know, was it something that, were there a lot of comments on it too? Were other kids kind of getting involved in it?
The only people that were getting involved were the people that they were sending stuff to.
What did you do when you saw it on Facebook?
I told my mom, and then my mom told my dad.
All right, I'm going to bring Dad in. Dad, your daughter comes to you. Facebook was not around when you were around that age, right?
No.
Right. So this is a whole new world for parenting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a whole new world for parents to kind of be involved in. How old are you, Alex?
I'm 14.
14 years old. When did she get a Facebook account, Dad?
She got it when she was 13.
Got it when she was 13.
This happened about a year ago, so.
Okay, so your daughter comes to you and says, "Dad, some kids are saying things about me on Facebook."
And that's when she showed us where she found it. Me and my wife sat down, pulled it up, we read it, and we were shocked that, you know, kids her age would be saying the kind of things they were. It was real bad.
Okay, and you do what?
At that point, the first thing we did was call the school. The next day, we went to the school, and we talked to the principal, and we told her what was going on, showed her the printouts. Alex told her who she thought it might be, and the principal said she would investigate it. Later that day, we get a phone call from the principal. She said, "We've identified who did it. They admitted it to the school police, and that they're going to be disciplined for what they did on school grounds." And that's as far as the school could go with it.
All right. And can I ask, what did the school do as disciplinary action
What they were able to discipline them for is the pictures they took on school property, and they gave them 2 days of in-school suspension.
And can you kind of describe to us, if they can, what were these pictures? Were they pictures and then words posted? I mean, we all now use Facebook. So did somebody write a post, or did they take a picture of you?
Well, they for her profile picture on the fake page, they took a picture of her that she knew they took.
So somebody created a fake page?
Yes, yes. They created a page on Facebook as it was her.
Claiming to be you,
her, yes.
even though it wasn't you.
Right.
And so we all have Facebook profile pictures. So what you're saying is that they then took a picture of Alex?
Right, and then they ran it through a program to make her look like she was about 300 pounds.
Got it.
And
So
that
there's
became her profile
applications
page.
out there
Right.
on iPhones these days where you can take a picture of somebody and distort what you really look like, and then they made that her profile picture. And then you became aware that there was this fake profile out there of you, right, that these kids were apparently using
Yes.
and saying bad things about it. All right, Natalie, I'm going to bring you in now. Where do you become involved, and where do parents now have the right to sue, and on what grounds do you now go after other children and their parents?
Right. Well, they came to me after they had reached a dead end. The school explained to them that other than taking the pictures at school, the children had not violated any school policies because it was something that they had done at home. When they spoke to the police said there's nothing we can do, there's really no laws that have been violated here. They felt strongly that it was an issue that was not being properly addressed. They watched the media accounts of all the other kids and other stories and made their way to me. When I met with them, the most basic cause of action that they had was just an old-fashioned defamation case, just like what people hear of slander and libel. When it's written and it's false and someone writes something about you that they know is false and they publish it to third parties, then that's libel. So that's basically what we did. We filed a defamation action against the children and against their parents. The parents' claims basically negligent entrustment and negligent supervision of the children, and that's where the case started.
All right, Chris, at what point do you have a conversation with the other parents involved, and what was their reaction? I can only understand when I was growing up and a kid, right, before Facebook in junior high school, kids say some really rotten things, and junior high school is a time of kids' lives where they're the nastiest, they're the meanest. And, you know, but there were times where a parent would call another parent and say, your child did this. And in this case, you had a printout of what they were doing on Facebook, and the school did it. Did you ever have a conversation with the other child's parents?
No.
You didn't. Did you
Never
not want to have a confrontation with them and ask them about why they would allow their children to do it?
I would have liked to, but I had no way of finding out who they were or where they were.
The school would not release their names.
That, no.
But didn't you?
She knew
your
the kids'
daughter,
names,
your kids
but
knew their names.
but that's it. That's all we knew.
So they would not give us any. We tried an open records request prior to filing a lawsuit, just trying to get the parents' identification, find out who the parents are.
But if she knows who they are by name, you can't find them out through a yearbook and find them and pick them out of a lineup.
We could find the kids, but finding their parents' contact information, an address, a telephone number, where we could actually reach out to them in some kind of way, you know, versus just trying to Google search and hoping that you're walking up to the right house.
Well, then when you file a lawsuit, don't you have to know who you're filing a lawsuit against?
We did. We filed the lawsuit and the names of the children and then the parents of, literally as John Doe A and Jane Doe B. And you really basically, that's what you have to do legally when you don't have verification of the actual name of the parent. And then once we filed the lawsuit, then now we're able to subpoena the records from the school, and they have to give them to us now. They actually are turning over those records on, I think, June 27th. The school is finally going to relinquish all the records so that we have all the contact information.
You know, cyberbullying happens every single day.
Right.
It's happening every day, and you know, you guys may be one of the first, at least locally here, to be filing a lawsuit and suing other students in junior high school. I'll play devil's advocate here for you, you know, for just a moment here. Is that, you know, kids in junior high school, they say some really nasty things, and they do those things. At what point do you try and teach a kid in junior and use it as a teaching moment? So that kids aren't ending up in court at age 10, 11, or 12?
Well, we were forced to do this because it was still up after a year. So even after these kids got in trouble at school, even after they...
Did you ever write anything to Facebook?
Oh, yes.
Repeatedly.
And what happened with Facebook?
Until about a month and a half ago, when we were on CNN, Facebook never responded to a single one of the times they reached out. They finally took the page down only after there was national media attention.
See, and I would think here that you would be suing Facebook.
We would have loved
I mean,
to sue
to
Facebook.
me, you know, to me as an outsider, you're going to get further going after Facebook than you are from a child who is using cyberbullying.
Sure.
If you go after the source here, because Facebook, they promote the fact that they have all these security measures, that there is identity fraud all the time, people stealing pictures from other people's profile pictures, claiming to be them, you know, to prey on other people, to even use Facebook to date, right? People are faking identities all the time on Facebook. Why not go after Facebook?
There is a little known but truly blanket immunity that Facebook has. In 1996, the Congress of the United States gave total immunity to all social networking sites for any liability relating to anything that the users do. So the reason why Facebook wasn't responding, the reason why Facebook hasn't taken these issues as seriously as we would have liked, the reason why none of the social networking sites have the real fear in them about these kinds of stories, no matter if they result in death, is because there's no liability. And it's like speeding. If you can't get a ticket, you're not going to drive as slow. And it's the same thing with Facebook. There is no fear of any kind of financial impact to them. And so therefore, it's just, it's a marketing scheme to make it look like we have some investment in keeping this safe. But really, they had dozens of notifications, literally, from them, their family, other folks who had been friend requested, this is a fake page, this is a fake page, take it down, and nothing until we got involved.
All right, very good, and maybe perhaps some congressional change can happen to create laws. We got to wrap it up, but Alex, how has it been since all of this? Is that Facebook page finally down?
It's finally down, and everything is starting to clear up again.
Good. And that is good. And your hopes with this is what? What do you tell the other kids out there?
I'm just hoping that this will never happen to anybody else. Because it's horrible what it does to you.
Yeah, I can only imagine what it would be like, somebody else out there taking a mean picture, saying mean things, and pretending to be you, and then feeling like you can't do anything about it, right? That's got to be very frustrating and very hard. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and hopefully, you know, this is something that can spur change through lawmakers, so that these companies, Facebooks and other social medias, because there's going to be another Facebook out there, right? There's going to be something beyond Facebook and another social tool where they can do this. All right, thank you for your time this morning. We appreciate it. Coming up, fighting back against weight bullies. How do obese teens live in their thin, obsessed society that we all live in? Coming up next, the men behind the documentary, The Fat Boy Chronicles.
School sucks. Does it ever get better? Being a kid is hard. Please don't do this. School sucks. I don't feel like writing. School sucks.